In this video, I'm going to show you how to manage orders that are linked to warehouses. Now, if you have a physical warehouse, be it a bedroom or an actual warehouse, you probably have real people working in those warehouses. So you probably need to create some staff users. So we're going to do that. We're going to navigate over to the setup over here on the left-hand side of the screen. And then we're going to navigate over to staff on the right-hand side. And now we're going to create some new staff users. So here we have Gil Bates. That's me. That's who I am logged in as. But we're going to create some new ones. So we're going to go ahead and add staff. And we're going to call this guy Bill Nye. And we're going to give him an email address, bill@demo.com. And then we are going to choose his permissions. Now, Bill is working in a warehouse. He doesn't need access to the entire system. In fact, he only needs access to the sales section within our orders. So we're going to go ahead and select sales from the drop-down, and then we're going to hit save. Now, I am going to be logging in as Bill, so I do need to give him a password. So I'm going to go over here to actions, and I'm going to reset his password for him. Now, if he's a real person, you're probably going to send him a reset password link, but he's not real. And we're just going to reset his password over here. So we're going to give him a super secure password and then reset that password. All right, awesome. Now we're going to create a second staff user because I'm going to set up two separate warehouses. So we need two separate staff users. So let's go back to our staff area and add a second staff user. So following that same procedure, this guy is Bruce Lee. We're going to give him an email, bruce@demo.com. And then again, he also only needs access to the sales section within our orders. All right, and then we're going to hit save. And again, we also need to give him a new password. So let's reset his password as well. Awesome. So now we have our two staff users. We need to create some warehouses. So over here on the left-hand side under setup, we're going to navigate to e-commerce. And then we're going to navigate over here to the right-hand side and click on warehouses. And now we're going to create our warehouses. So I'm going to go ahead and add our first warehouse, and I'm going to call this one Warehouse 1. And we are going to select Bill Nye to work in this warehouse. And then you would put in the exact address of your warehouse. I'm going to leave it as the default address over here and hit save. So that's our first warehouse created. Now we need a second one. So let's go ahead and follow that same procedure. Let's call this one Warehouse 2. And this time, Bruce is going to be linked to Warehouse 2. And then we're going to hit save. So now if I go and log in as Bruce, here we go. Let's log in as Bruce. Bruce@demo.com. His super secure password. You'll see now that he can't see any of the orders because he's only going to be able to see any orders that are linked to Warehouse 2. Whereas on our side, if I navigate over to the admin area and we click on orders, we can see everything. Now, there is a different way to link your staff users to different warehouses. If we go over here to setup again and navigate to staff, if we click into that staff user, clicking into Bill, and we scroll down to the bottom, over here we'll see warehouses, one of two selected. So we can select from here which warehouse the staff user is linked to. So that's just another way to link them to those warehouses, especially when you're creating new staff users. Okay, but let's go ahead and create some products that are linked to these warehouses. So navigating over to products over here on the left-hand side, we're going to create some new products. We've got my product and my shipping product, but we want warehouse products. So let's go ahead and add a product, and we're going to call this product 1. And we're going to make this $100, and it requires shipping. Then we hit save. All right, and now it does require shipping, so it is a physical product, but we also want to enable inventory. So going over here to the right-hand side under advanced settings, we're going to go ahead and enable inventory. And then over here, we're going to select our physical inventory, and that's going to bring up the inventory for the two warehouses that we have created. So let's go ahead and put 100 items of stock for product 1 into our warehouse 1. And then we're only going to put 10 items of stock into warehouse 2. I'm going to show you why I'm doing this in just a second. All right, and then let's go ahead and create a second product. So going back to our catalog, and now I'm going to add another product. Product 2 is what we are going to call this product. Product 2, there we go. And this one is going to be $200. And yes, it requires shipping. Hit save. And again, we're going to enable inventory over under advanced settings. And then we're going to go to our physical inventory. And this time warehouse 1 is only going to have 10 items of stock, and warehouse 2 is going to have, not 1,000, 100 items of stock. All right, there we go. So navigating back to products, we now have those 2 products that are linked to our 2 separate warehouses that are linked to 2 separate staff users. So let's go ahead and place an order for these 2 products. So let's navigate to orders over here on the left-hand side, and then to invoices, and we're going to create a new custom invoice. So adding an invoice, let's select good old trusty Bob, and then we're going to go ahead and add those 2 products. So clicking on add product, and product 1, and product 2. There we go. And now we're just going to go ahead and collect the payment for this order. And yes, we're going to select cash, record the payment, create the order, and then we're going to go back to our sales area. So if we click into this order and we click on product 1, you'll see that it's linked to warehouse 2. And if we click on product 2, it's also linked to warehouse 2. And that's because warehouse 2 has enough stock of each of these 2 products to be able to fulfill the entire order. So if we navigate over to Bruce's area and refresh the page, there we can see that order. And you'll see that the numbers are also redacted from this order. And that's potentially because we don't want our staff users working in the warehouse to be able to see the numbers. So we automatically make that private. And then if we click into this order, we can go ahead and pack and ship this order. So we can say more actions, pack order, and then we can fulfill it. It's now been shipped. And then if we navigate back to the main admin area and we click out of this order, you can see it's now been fulfilled. So now let's go ahead and place another order. So navigating to invoices on the left-hand side and creating a new custom invoice. Good old Bob. All right, now we are going to add those products again. So product 1 and product 2, hit save. But we're going to order a larger quantity of items. So of product 1, I'm going to order 20 items. And of product 2, I'm going to order 20 items as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and collect the payment, selecting cash, record the payment. All right. So now when we go back to our sales area, we can see that this order has been placed. If we click into it and click on product 1 is now linked to warehouse 1, and product 2 is linked to warehouse 2. And the reason for that is that neither warehouse has enough stock of both items. So warehouse 1 has more than enough stock of product 1, but not enough stock of product 2, whereas warehouse 2 has more than enough stock of product 2, but not enough stock of warehouse 1. So this order has now been split between those 2 separate warehouses. And if we go back to Bruce's area and we navigate back to the orders, you can see now that this order is available to him. And if we click into it, only a portion of that order is available. So only product 2. It's only the part of the order that is linked to warehouse 2 that Bruce is able to see. So if Bruce goes ahead and fulfills this portion of the order, and we navigate back, you'll see that that's now fulfilled. It's gone. He doesn't have to worry about that anymore. As far as Bruce is concerned, this order is fulfilled. But if we navigate back to the main admin area and we go back, you'll see that this order is still processing. If we click in, we can see that product 2 has been fulfilled, but product 1 is still processing. So the entire order is not fulfilled. So now we're going to log in as Bill, and we just need to log out as Bruce first. So log out. All right, there we go. Let's log in as Bill and his very secure password. You can see now that Bill has the second half of that order. So if we click in, you'll see that it's only product 1, because this is the portion of the order that is linked to warehouse 1. And now if Bill goes ahead and fulfills this order on his side, it's gone. He doesn't have to worry about it anymore. And we navigate back to the main admin area. And just clicking out of that, you can see now that that order is fulfilled. Clicking in, everything has been fulfilled. Both product 1 and product 2, which are linked to separate warehouses, have been fulfilled. They've been shipped, meaning that this order is now fully fulfilled. So I personally think that's very cool. The system is always going to try and place orders accordingly to minimize the amount of packages you are going to have to send. But in cases like this, it's going to split the orders accordingly between your warehouses. And then each portion of that order will be filled independently by each separate warehouse. So that's everything you need to know about managing orders that are linked to warehouses. In the next video, we are going to go into order fulfillment flows. I'll see you there.